What's good? It's your boy Fannon. Welcome to this week. Hope all is well with everybody. Right, gonna wait for a few people to come up in the chat. What's good? Somali Pirate, what's good, my man? How you feeling? Hope life is well with you, man. Emmanuel Mamak, back in the house. What's good, Mike Biggs Boxing? Man, you guys bring a smile to my face in the morning. That and this coffee. What's going on, Lowland Profits? What's that? What's the deal? North Carolina Mook, what's good, man? Player in the house as usual. Yes, sir. Ronald Gomez, boxing addict. What's going on, Harold Jones, The Truth, Akeem the Great, H-Town 713. Suave House Boxing in the building. Big homie, Coop, what's good? B&B Boxing as usual, what's good, man? Gravy Davy, what's going on, my man? Architect One, salute to you as well. Michelle Bouchard, what's good? He said, what's good, King of Boxing Talk? Hey, man, I think that I'm like the Duke. So shit like that. What's going on, Curtis Anderson? How you feeling, man? I owe you that phone call, man. I do got your number. So let's chop it up. I see you making all kind of guest appearances on people's channels, man. You just the floating boxing historian now. What's going on, Michael James 66616 Fannon, World Breaker Fighting? What's good, man? Say young Fannon. Hey, yeah, I like that one. It ain't quite true, but I'll take it. Hey, man, I gotta check the rest of that thing out with you and Curtis Anderson. I see that you guys got hooked up, man. That's good. What's going on, McLovin? LT Green in the house, man. Put player Mike says Mike Biggs. What's good? All right, so we got this chopped up, man. All right, man. So Barry Hearn got that ether from Frank Warren. Man, oh shit. I think I just rubbed a dirty cloth all in my face. Yeah, man, I don't. It's not going away, man. It's not going away. But there's a little excitement for Anthony Joshua this week. You know, I also heard he came out. Not only did he do that, but he came out with an injury excuse. Good to know that he's willing to say. You know, he said that he had an undisclosed injury, had flu-like symptoms. Hey, man, maybe that is why he looked like that, man, because he did look kind of peaked. I thought it was the skin bleaching. When is the first Wilder Fury press? I think it's today. I think it's today in London. My understanding was they said next Monday, so I think it's this Monday. I think it might be today. If it's not today, it's coming soon. I'm sure if it doesn't happen today, I'll get a bunch of comments and stuff from Anthony Joshua fans telling me that the fight's not really going to happen. Legendary Topcats, what's good, man? Young Prophet once said Frank Warren came for Barry Hearns. They don't want no smoke. No, man, because the truth will get you, man. Nobody really wants to argue with the truth, man. They could have made that fight. We should right now be talking about what happened with the Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight. But they bet, hey, man, we'll live another day. And they lived another day. They made it past this weekend. In large part because they didn't fight Deontay Wilder. But at the same time, man, I kind of don't want to keep getting ahead of myself. Like I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit, dogging Anthony Joshua. The dude can fight. You know what I mean? The dude is a good fighter. It's just that him jumping straight back like that, the different things that he was doing against Alexander Povetkin, that's not even really looking like he's preparing to fight Deontay Wilder. I believe he's going to fight Deontay Wilder when he gets in there with some 6'6", 6'7" dude. If he keeps fighting guys that are significantly smaller than him, I'm not going to believe that he's going to fight him. Kind of like how that'll be the telltale sign for me is for Anthony Joshua is when he fights somebody that's 6'6", 6'7", and long. Because I don't know, other than I guess Vladimir Klitschko was 6'6", but the last several fights, Carl Sakan might be 5'10". Joseph Parker might be 6'2", 6'3", something like that. And he fought another 6'2" guy. That's not really preparing him for Anthony. That's not really preparing him for Deontay Wilder. I would think, being a matchmaker for the guy, that you would start looking to fight guys that fight something like Deontay Wilder, something where you can get used to that range, unorthodox style. But maybe the problem is with that, the only person you can really do that with is like Tyson Fury. so it's crazy, man. What it do, Renique 313? Oh, it's not this Monday. It's next Monday. Cool. Thanks for letting me know, Cass. Jay Good, what's good, man? How you feeling? I'm just getting this boxing talk ready for this week, man. Chopping it up with you. October 1st is the presser. Cool. Okay, that's a week from today. BBB 318. Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was. Appreciate you, Fannon. Okay, cool. So it's next week. I thought it was today, but they corrected me because they said next Monday, but they said it in the middle of the week, so they might have moved it back a week or something. Stormy B, man, what's good, man? Let me see. God dang, I gotta put it here, I guess. So yeah, said he can't beat Wild for 9. He fought Brazil. He can't beat Wilder for 9. He fought Brazil. He didn't fight Brazil. I thought he fought oh yeah, he did. He fought Brazil. Yeah, you're right. I'm tripping. He fought Brazil and he fought Eric Molina. It's Deontay Wilder didn't fight Brazil. Sometimes I be forgetting, man. Oh, Khalid Mafia said the UK channels are making a lot of excuses for AJ's performance. Dude, this is excuse. I mean, damn, how many excuses you need, dude? This is 4 straight excuses. I mean, I guess what's the excuse? Oh, I guess the excuse for getting knocked down against Vladimir Klitschko was Vladimir Klitschko. Looking bad against Carl Stakam was, he was changing the style. Looking average against Joseph Parker was because, he's changing his style. He's being more cautious. Losing the first 4 rounds against what's his face? See, I already forgot his name. Alexander Povetkin. It's an injury. It's a cold. Look, man. The deal. Here's the deal, man. He's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. If he wasn't that big, he'd be in a lot of trouble. But he's got big. Would he fight Joe Joyce? No, I don't think so. And he shouldn't fight Joe Joyce, man. I don't think he should fight Joe Joyce. I think he should fight the winner, Tyson Fury, versus Deontay Wilder, obviously. But on the real, I don't really too much even care about that fight, man. Let me go back. I mean, Anthony Joshua's he's just God dog, man. Dude is just really, yeah. The architect won. The gig is up. It's just he's just not really tripping. He said, Marlon Sin said, when is the Wilder press tour? Yeah, that's next week. They just said it next Monday. Oh, Young Prophet said today they're supposed to be announcing a venue for the fight. That's what's good, John Gotti. What it do with you, man? What it do? Nayati Lamaj said we have to hype up this Wilder Fury now that the circus is of AJ is over. Is over time for the real fight. Bomb Squad, yeah. The circus show. I guess that was a circus show, but when you first said circus show, what's going on, Junior the Super Dog? He said AJ protection guys back with the same excuses. Come on, man. They're funny to me, man, but at least they're a lot less. I did a video this weekend where I literally taunted them. And I know they watch your channel, man. But I was like, you got your little courage, huh? Got you a little courage off that performance. Everybody knew what was going to happen to Alexander Povetkin when the site was. I knew what was going to happen to Alexander Povetkin before the fight was signed. I knew he was going to fight Alexander Povetkin, and I knew he was going to knock out Alexander Povetkin. Alexander Povetkin wasn't on his juicy juice, and he's a for real juicer, for real heavy duty on his 3rd or 4th substance type of juicer, man. Jumping in with them lunging hooks, come on, man. What kind of crap is that, dude? That's Luis Ortiz right there. Man, dude, Luis Ortiz would knock that dude's head in, man. Quite as kept, he might have lost to David Price if David Price wasn't completely chinless. But that's what set him up for the AJ fight. David Price. Trying to make him look good real quick. Marlon Sims, okay, so Fury's having camp at Big Bear. that makes sense. He needed to be in the United States. Sit up in here, get his shit right. What's going on, Maurice McElroy? Jaguar say juicy juice. Yeah, man. I mean, you don't get any. You pretty much don't get any worse reputation for juicing than Alexander Povetkin had. When you have sparring partners saying that, you know, he doesn't look as good because he's not juicing. God dog. Say it in the lead up to the fight. He doesn't look as good in sparring because he's juicing. And he's in there with Daniel Dubois getting the brakes beaten off him by Daniel Dubois and some other big ass dude. God dog. One of the dudes that they were sparring would look like made Daniel Dubois and Alexander Povetkin look little. He said, hit the like button. Yeah. Yeah, if y'all hit the like button, that's what's up. It's all good. I'd appreciate it. Yes, sir. Now AJ is using Deontay Wilder's situation, talking about he had the flu. Stop lying, punk. Coincidental, ain't it? Mighty coincidental, dog. Mighty coincidental. You didn't wait. You weighed in as big as you've ever weighed in. You weren't dehydrated. Didn't you weigh in it? I thought, see, the reason I believe Deontay Wilder's thing with his cold is because he weighed in 7 pounds less than he did the fight before. He actually had lost his body weight. Anthony Joshua didn't lose on body weight. The dude was the same weight he was. He's bigger than he ever was. I think he weighed more than he did in the Joseph Parker fight. Let's see. Let's see if the flu. Let's see if that flu dehydrated him, because that's usually what happens with the flu, right? You get dehydrated. But let's see. Let's go to let's look at Anthony Joshua's weigh-in. Anthony Joshua, dude. I kind of hope this dude comes back from this, man, because this is just making boxing look real bad. And it makes me make boxing look real bad. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's dude. He 245. 245 and 1/4. That is 3.5 pounds heavier than he did against Joseph Parker. What's the problem? He ain't flued up. It is still, though, 10 pounds lighter than Takam, 5 pounds lighter than Vladimir Klitschko. So people saying that he weighed the same, he didn't weigh the same. He was bigger against Vitaly Klitschko and Carlos Takam. But still, his body weight looked just fine. And they got him already booked for another opponent, TBA 413. You know who that's going to be. Go ahead and throw Dillian White's name up in there, man. So who do you guys got, Dillian White or Deontay Wilder? I mean, Dillian White. Speaking of Dillian White, did you see that bullshit that Dillian White said? Hey, Fannon, what is the official venue? Staples Centers in Mandalay Bay. I don't know, man. I've been hearing from very good sources, or I've been hearing for somebody who got a very good source, rather, that it's this going to be the Staples Center. But we'll see. Sources have been wrong, dog. That's why I don't be believing. I got to see that shit. I mean, like the fight happening, I believe the fight's going to happen because they both are in there in the middle of a ring in Ireland saying the fight's going to happen. Why would they not make that happen? Excuse me. It ain't like, you know, Eddie Hearn standing up there saying, yes, that fight's going to be next. The fight's going to be next. See what Dillian said on DAZN USA? No, I didn't. What did he say? What Dillian White say? Oh, Dillian White, as long as he doesn't lose to Chisora, is he fighting Chisora before that point in time? Then it'll be Chisora. He's gonna win. He'll fight the winner of Derek Chisora and Dillian White, man. You saw Dillian talking shit. Hell no, I didn't listen to Dillian White can talk till he's double black in the face. Okay, I don't care what he got to say, dog. I don't care. Ain't no way that dude. I don't care about him, man. That dude got out there talking about he's gonna expose Deontay Wilder. I read the text. I was like, that's exactly what everybody said. I made a video that said the same thing. Everybody knows that dude. You can't force your way into a WBC mandatory spot. He just fought his mandatory. And he don't want to fight you. He want to fight Deontay Wilder. I mean, he want to fight he wants to fight what's his face? Anthony Joshua. So why would he sign up for a fight with you when he wants to unify? It's like, nah, you can't quite unify yet. I need you to take 3 or 4 more shots against fighters, see if you can lose, and then I can fight them for the belt. Dude, that's what he wanted to do, man. And it was just so obvious that that's what Eddie Hearn wanted to do. But the machinations, the scheme is just so over the top, dog. And it's so obvious that a guy sitting in his office doing a video on YouTube can see that shit. Ain't nobody even got to go behind closed doors and see what you're doing, man. You're just out there plain and obvious. They tried to move Dillian White to be the mandatory for Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder said, no, thank you. I'll wait till they order the mandatory, which will be 2 years, because I just fought my mandatory, and the WBC ain't going to play that game, dog. They might play a lot of games, but they're not playing that game with you. Okay? They're not trying to set you up to take the WBC belt and all that. No, by fighting Dillian White. Like, they just going to go with you like that. Get out of here, man. What's good? Make the fight. Say, almost forgot. Thumbs up. Yes, sir. What's good, man? The truth is Fury and Wilder are levels and levels and levels above AJ, period. I think they are. The question for Tyson Fury is if he's going to be in shape, man. But it's a dangerous fight for Deontay Wilder. I mean, for real. Tyson Fury can fight, man. Tyson Fury can fight. I think Deontay Wilder's going to have to rake that dude's body with some real, real hard shit. Because he'll be there. He ain't going to move that well because he's not faster than Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, and he doesn't hit hard. So the thing is that Deontay Wilder just got to really, really, really lay into that dude's ribs. Straight rights to the gut. Straight, because you know that belly ain't right, dog. You know that belly ain't right. So just go ahead and that's what he's going to have to do. Get them hands dropped in, hit his ass for something big. Win rounds. I have a issue. I think this shit might go to a decision. I think Tyson Fury is a real good fight. Rondon, what's good? Narco Boxing TV. That's what's up, man. Hey, dude, we need to start making some Spanish speaking videos on the channel, dog. I need a Spanish speaking partner. I need somebody to want to put out some videos in Espanol, dog. Put them up on the channel. Adrian D said, Fannon, why is Eddie suddenly erasing Brazil versus White? They fools. They want to fight Wilder. What do you mean is erasing? Is he pumping it up? You got to let me know, dude. I swear, I'm telling you, man, I had such a headache with Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, man. I did so. All right, man, check you out, Suave House Boxing. I had so many trolls on my channel, so much nonsense that I was like, I just got to take a break, man. I can't talk about Eddie Hearn anymore. I mean, after the point was proven in the United States, after his reputation was absolutely done, and it was like, wild dogs, the wild dogs that were eating his carcass left, and the buzzards, and the first flurry of buzzards left, then the vulture, then those specific type of vultures that just eat bones showed up. I was like, yeah, it's time to let this carcass rot, okay? Because this dude has no credibility in the United States, man. None. So I just say that to say that I'm not up on my news with Eddie Hearn, man. I quite honestly, I let my attention go back to the welterweights, and now that we're past this, whatever that was this weekend, I'll start focusing on Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury again. Start trying to see what's going to go on with Sean Porter. I want Sean Porter, man. Will somebody please put some fucking heat on Sean Porter? Man, thing that gets me, man, God, dog. And I know I'm talking to cats in the LDBC now. Man, there was this conversation that's going on, right? About, I'm not going to look at the chat. I'm going to talk about this for a second. What's good? He make the fight. Oh, I see. I want to say what's up to you again. All right. Oh, what's good, man? I missed the super chat. What's good, my man? Make the fight. Thank you, man. He says support for 9. Hit the like button. Yeah, we got almost 200 people in the building. Hit the like, man. That would be cool, man. He said your impression of Eddie Fannon bad. Yeah. I wasn't full-hearted with it, dog. I'll actually work with it, man. Deontay Wilder. I can say Wilder. That's about it. I got a terrible impression of that. But what's good, Daniel Field? How you feeling out there, man? Yeah, I'm terrible. I got a terrible. Oh, you got a British accent. I'm probably. Yeah, I suck at my accents, man. That's not my thing. I'll say, yeah, ticket on that job. Yeah, that's what made me think of that. Because look, man, this is my thing, dude. When people started talking about Errol Spence needed to call out Terrence Crawford, I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, from like a strategic point of view, right? Not that the argument doesn't make sense, even though I had a little bit of an issue with the argument. I'm like, no, dude, there's a dude with the fucking WBC. If everybody starts fucking talking about Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, they're going to let this motherfucker Sean Porter just skate the fuck off. Don't just let the motherfucker skate off. You know what I mean? It's like Errol Spence called him out, and then all of a sudden everybody's focused on Terrence Crawford. He's calling, I mean, shit, he just called out Sean Porter. Oh, well, you know, Sean Porter don't want the fight, so let's just get off Sean Porter's back. I'm telling you, that's exactly what the fuck happened. That's why I was so adamant about it. I was like, no, stay on fucking Sean Porter. Errol Spence is, dude, Terrence Crawford is not going to fight Errol Spence for fucking till at least the end of 2019, dude. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, Ticket TV. He said, I'm streaming on Twitch right now with my second account, but I'm here showing support. That's what's up. Cool, man. I didn't know you could watch this on Twitch. Whatever's good, man. But I'm telling you, man, Fannon, you, Eddie Germ, Circus, again, that dude is a clown. Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, man. I mean, come on, man. We all know about him, dog. We all know about him, dude. But Sean Porter, man, I'm late, and y'all have Fannon cussing. I'm telling you, man, when people did that, I was like, why? Why are we doing Terrence Crawford commercials, man? Why are we doing Terrence Crawford commercials? Terrence Crawford does not have a problem getting a fight. He does not have problems getting fights. He's got his next 2 fights lined up, I guarantee you. Already, Jose Benavidez. How long ago do we know he was fighting Jose Benavidez? And I'm telling you, he's going to fight Igis Klimenakis. And then he might fight Carlos Adames. Those are the 3 dudes that I think he's going to fight before you get anywhere near Errol Spence. And it ain't Errol Spence's fault. Come on, man. That's how they do that shit. But to just all of a sudden, nobody making video, no conversation about Sean Porter anymore. It's just accept that Sean Porter doesn't want the fight and let's move on with it. Yeah, whatever. Sean don't want the fight. Let's move on. Not me. Fuck that. Okay. Fannon, what do you think about Comcast trying to buying Sky Sports? I'm sorry, man. I just mowed my lawn, so I got the sniffles. Please forgive me. I think that shit's so above the boxing pay grade that it'll take 3 years before it affects anybody. You know what I mean? I think that's so much above the boxing pay grade. Like, I was trying to read an article about it and I got a nosebleed just reading it. So I was like, oh, okay, this dude, Murdoch, basically owns most of Sky or owns a significant amount of Sky. And who does he want to so that they can keep control? It's like he wants to try to sell it to somebody, maybe Comcast. I don't know who it was, man. But at the end of the day, man, you know, it's so high above the boxing pay grade that it doesn't matter. It's like an afterthought. But the bigger sports on Sky are important. But the article that I did read tells you that they don't care about Anthony Joshua. They care about that soccer, okay, or that football, whatever it is. Daniel Fields said at least Porter signs. I'm sorry. Daniel Fields said at least Porter steps up. What's good for 9? I got a Safford accent. Bud is boss. Can't wait for Spence versus Bud. Hope it happens. Yeah, I hope it happens. Bud ain't boss though, dog. Bud's a 140-pounder until proven otherwise, dude. Okay. Till proven otherwise, dude's 140. Jeff Hearn, when I did the video for Jeff Hearn, and I mean this, Jeff Hearn proved to me that he wouldn't get out muscled by an oversized 147-pound fighter. But Jeff Hearn ain't on the level of any of the guys at the top of the welterweight division. Terrence Crawford's not fought a top 147 yet. He hasn't. Everybody else has fought one. Errol Spence Jr. has fought one and beat one in Kell Brook. Sean Porter has fought one, fought 2, right? Beat 1, lost to the other. Lost to 2 of them, actually. He's like 2. He's 1-2 against top level Dudes, Danny Garcia fought 2 and lost. Keith Thurman fought 2 and won, 2 and was victorious over both of them. They've all fought the top welterweights. Terrence Crawford is now going to fight a 140-pounder for the 147-pound championship, and he fought a guy that beat a blown up 135-pounder in Jeff Hearn. But he's a very, very good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's a very, very good fighter. What the Jeff Hearn fight proved to me was that he had the ability, that he wasn't just going to get mauled because a guy was too big for him. It wasn't going to be a situation like what would probably happen if Jorge Linares fought Jeff Hearn. But if Jeff Hearn, I don't know how many 140-pounders Jeff Hearn can beat. I don't think Jeff Hearn beats Regis Porgray. I don't think Jeff Hearn beats I don't think he beats Josh Taylor. I don't think that he beats he might beat Jose Ramirez, but I think he'll have a hard time with Jose Ramirez. You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't really think that he's done anything at welterweight. I still don't think he's done anything at welterweight. I'm not saying that he can't. I'm just saying, hey, man, he has not done that yet. And his first fight is against a 140-pounder in Jose Ramirez. Jose Benavidez, and he's going to fight Igis Kavanakis next. And after that, he's probably going to fight Carlos Adames. And those are going to be the 3 fights that he has in 2000. 1 fight that he'll have in 2018. The first 2 fights that he's going to have in 2019. He said, damn. Lolan Prophet said, Bob, so old, he's excavated. Excavated. Yeah, shit. That motherfucker is a relic, ain't he? But it is what it is, man. I hope I live that long, man, and being healthy and being able to walk around and make some money like Bob. He ain't done. Hey, he ain't a fool. He might be a liar, but he ain't a fool. You can't be. It's tough to be in this situation where he ain't a fool. What's going on, BFTB Boxing, man? Blood Boxing in the house. Is he in his mug? Retro Boxing. Shout out for what's going on, man. You stood me, dog. I called you, man. I was like, is Blood Boxing mad at me? I was like, man, this man, I called you, dog. I so much wanted to get you on this weekend. You got to make special requests for Blood Boxing to get on your channel, dog. But now the best facts, BFTB. I appreciate that, man. We all rolling. We all got channels we love. I love Blood Boxing's channel. Retro Boxing and Sports, man. I'm telling you, man, that dude. I like that dude's mind, man. I like what that dude does, the way he looks at that shit. BFTV Boxing, much love. It just says it's Fannon and Gold. I appreciate you. Hey, man, by the way, we had a great live stream. Check it out. We did it yesterday with Best Fight the Best Boxing. BFTB Boxing. Please go subscribe to BFTB Boxing, one of the best startup channels on YouTube, on Boxing YouTube. Definitely check my man out, dude. He knows his boxing. He's passionate about his boxing. I think you'll like to hear his talk. I think you'll love his conversation, man. Yeah, Blood Boxing's a king, man. Let me give an ode to Blood Boxing. There's only 2 dudes really. Yes, sir. JD, the super dog. Tiger Woods, man. But yeah, man, Blood Boxing is the realest, man. Blood Boxing is like the conscious of the boxing world, dude. He's not pulling no punches. If it wasn't for Blood, I might be one of those type of cats that go try to stick a camera in somebody's face. He completely not convinced me otherwise, man, but he just made me understand, like, damn, you really don't have to go that route. You don't got to be the guy walking around with a camera trying to get interviews, man. So that's kind of where I was with it, because I don't really feel comfortable doing that shit. But yeah, Curtis Anderson in the house, man. What's good, Blue? Hey, what's going on, Blue Blood Sports TV? Yes, sir. We got all kind of stars in the house today. That's what's up. Muhammad is the one said when Spence stepped to Sean in the ring after Sean's fight, Sean looked at Spence and said, "Hi, sir." That's funny. Hey, man, that dude shouldn't. We got to get on. I'm gonna get on that dude, man, about that shit. Sean Porter can't get off the hook, man. Hopefully, he's just trying to negotiate for more money, man. But that fight is right there. That fight can be made. Let's make that shit happen, dog. Jack Runner said, and 78 got me to follow you. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, Blood Boxing's the shit. He talks that that's a real dude right there. Roughhouse Boxing TV said PK Boxing and MMA. I'm sorry. I figured the final score would be closer to what it was. One of your best. All right, plans. The next. Oh, you talking about some football or something? It gets no better than Godfather. Yes, sir. Nah, dude, he really does his shit, man. But let's get back on this. Let me get back on this boxing talk, man. I'm enjoying this, man. You guys make my day. Man, I look forward to about 10:30 in the morning Central Standard Time. Between 10 and 10:15. Okay, yeah. All right, man. That's some shit come up on my thing. Yes, sir. Let me go. Oh, what's good? Gregory Wise said, greetings, brothers and sisters. Troll on a reporting for duty at Fannon International Boxing. Yes, sir. Oh, Bob, the Crypt Keeper Aram. Yeah, man, look, man. Bob Aram ain't no dummy, man. Bob Aram ain't no dummy. I just don't know. Like, I just don't know. The best argument against that Terrence Crawford fight can happen is that ESPN really is running the show. That's really the best. That's the only hope that I really have for that shit happening anytime before 2020. Because that's just not in their model, man. And him saying that he wants that to be on pay-per-view, there's something that what's his name? Lou DiBella, the promoter out of New York, said about fights, about Bob Aram's deal with ESPN. He was like, man, this guy's paying out of the pocket for a lot of this. Right? I don't know if the money got better since when they re-upped that deal, but the first deal that they did, I think, was kind of a trial deal. And I think it was to try to get try to get away from HBO because HBO was smothering them. And HBO, man, goddamn, man, HBO was terrible, man. And I didn't know whether it was HBO trying to make Bob Arum make fights that were competitive or what it was. But Bob Arum wanted up out of there. He got up out of there. And I think he might have ate some money to do it. So I'm thinking, so originally he was kind of, I don't know how profitable that deal was listening to what Lou DiBella said. But if they re-upped and they're now putting pressure on him to make big fights, then that means that shit could happen. You know what I mean? From the ESPN point, looking at ESPN. That said, damn, I just don't fuck. Bob Arum, this is just not Bob Arum's style, dog. I mean, I know Bob Arum has made fights before like that, but it's usually when Bob Arum knows he either gets an option on a guy, right? This is just the traditional way that I've seen it done with him. And Oscar De La Hoya, by the way. They're either the fight's getting too long in the tooth and they got to make that shit happen because it's not going to be any more financially lucrative than it is at that moment, kind of like Gennady Golovkin in Triple G. Oscar De La Hoya started pushing on that fight when it looked like Gennady Golovkin was number one, beatable, and number two, it looked like Gennady Golovkin might lose to somebody else. So when that shit happened, that's what I think pushed Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez into that fight with each other. Also, Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. That's what I think pushed that fight over the edge. Was Manny Pacquiao had already been knocked out. Manny Pacquiao, he was going to make 4, 5, 6, fucking 10 fights with Juan Manuel Marquez and keep milking that cow and keep milking them rematches. Because I think did he have the Tim Bradley rematch before Mayweather? It might have been a little after. I can't remember how that went, but he went fourth. They did a lot of rematches with Manny Pacquiao. The Eric Morales rematches, stood out to me, and and of course Juan Manuel Marquez. But he had lost twice. If he had lost again, there probably wouldn't have been as much money in Manny Pacquiao fight because Manny Pacquiao was walking up on getting knocked out again. You never knew what would happen. So I think that's what spurred him to jump over the line on that one. But all of the other scenarios, shit, even with fucking, I mean, God, dog, it just, so it's either going to be that or they think they can win. So like a unification fight with Top Rank with like Jorge Linares, they thought they could win that fight. I wasn't big on Jorge Linares for shit anyway, but I was like, okay, they're going to make that because it's for a belt and it's a fight they can make. it's also a fight that they're going to win. Or a fight where if it's in question, they get options on the fighter. So like Jeff Hearn, they got options on that. He fought Jeff Hearn. Jeff Hearn fought Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao didn't exercise the rematch clause, but Bob Arum still had two option fights on Jeff Hearn. That's how Jeff Hearn got the fight at all. So he winds up being able to pass that belt to, he could either have the rematch with Manny Pacquiao or he could hand that belt over to Terrence Crawford. And when Manny Pacquiao didn't do that rematch, Bob Arum handed the belt over to Terrence Crawford. And I mean, handed over, I meant Terrence Crawford became the mandatory for the WBO belt before Jeff Hearn even announced his first voluntary. Jeff Hearn's reign as a WBO champion ended the day Manny Pacquiao said he wasn't taking that rematch. As soon as he bailed out, his shit was over. And he acted like he didn't want to re-sign with Bob Arum. That shit was over. I don't see that scenario popping off in the mind of Bob Arum with Errol Spence Jr. If Errol Spence Jr. Chris said, I watched your video on Tank and I've never heard you cuss as much or talk as heavy as in that video. Definitely warned it though. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll jump back to that, man. So for people who don't know what Christopher Penn is talking about, I did a video several months ago about when Gervonta Davis was arrested. Well, actually, he wasn't actually arrested. He was charged with second-degree assault, right? And so he was facing some charges on that. Now, all I did in that particular thing, what's going on, Reef for Watcher? I did a couple videos on that. One video, I was just like, look, man, you guys need to make better decisions. And then these dudes, these kids, and I have them there telling their kids, I ain't never been called a coon in my life. Like, never. That shit to me was like, what? And I laugh at it. I'm not insulted by it because you don't know me. But like, was Billy Joe arrested? I'm not sure about that information, man. Why not? But anyway, dude said that shit to me, and I was like, look, man, fuck you kids. I don't care what you think, and you keep being a dumbass if you want to be a dumbass, and your dumbass is going to be in jail because you're a dumbass. And sometimes you young cats need to understand that's what you are. But you don't have to stay that way. I'll tell my son that. My son's off the school from right now. He's in the room sleeping because he stayed up all night. My son makes dumb decisions all the time. He's 12 years old. But I'm like, look, dude, that's a dumb decision. You want to stay up all night. You want to study for your math test by looking at the quiz. You don't want to practice. You're going to get a fucking C. If you're lucky, if you get a C on that test. They're just some shit you got to learn, man. So these dudes who are still making excuses for Gervonta Davis, look, I'm just telling you, okay? If you keep going outside, punching people in the face because they make you mad, you're going to get shot. You're either going to get shot or you're going to go to jail, okay? It's not going to end pretty for you. Eventually, you're going to go to jail or you're going to get beat up or killed or all of the above. Because that's where that decision leads you. If you have a problem, solve the problem in a way that does not cause you more problems. solve problems in a way that don't create more problems for you. If you think you can get over on somebody by lying, think about what will happen if they catch you in that lie. That's what the fuck happened to Eddie Hearn's dumbass. He thinks he's the smartest cat in the world, but he keeps lying. He's trying to solve a problem, dude. He has a problem he wants to solve. He needs to keep Anthony Joshua fighting. He needs to keep him afloat. He's not confident that he can beat Deontay Wilder. But what does he do? He starts lying. He starts insulting Deontay Wilder. He starts insulting Deontay Wilder's fan. He starts talking out of his neck about American boxing. And what happens? People push back. You're not just going to walk up in here slapping people in the mouth, calling them names, and do all that shit and don't think that people are going to turn around and blast on you. Daniel feels that how cool who said that. So dumb, this streams you. I appreciate it. Dude, I'm telling you, before I started a YouTube page, I'd never been called that in my life. Never been called that in my life. Because trust me, I am gentle on the subject on YouTube. On the outside of YouTube, I'll say some shit that will shock you. Okay? That's not my mentality. That's not how I was raised. That's not it, dude. Dude, my mama, my mama walk around and you might not even know she's black, and she will tell you in a heartbeat. If they ain't your fucking friend, son. They ain't your friend. Don't trust them. They ain't your friend. This is what the deal is. And I was raised that way. My dad got to the upper levels of IBM, like high mid-level executive at IBM. And he told me, he's like, look, man, I can't be, he said, the reason that I'm not this guy, right, this president, do wind up being worth like $40-50 million. He said, the reason why I can't be that guy is because I'm not going to divorce my wife and marry a European woman. I'm not going to do that. And that was what prevented me from being that guy. I'm not going to marry her and then go play golf with you and leave my family. And he would coach you all the way through his professional career. Dude said that shit. So I never, ever heard that shit before. Until you start talking to little kids about them being little kids. Dude, there's a reason why a 70-year-old man made it to be 70 years old. There's a reason why. There's a reason why Bob Arum is not stupid. A lot of things, but he's not stupid. He stole that company from the Nation of Islam. He turned a company that was designed, basically owned by Elijah Muhammad, and now it's owned by him, and they do the things that they do. They've been getting over on black folk, been sucker moving people since the late 1960s. But y'all sign up for that shit and support. Some people support that shit and forget who he is. I'm not going to forget who Bob Arum is, man. Okay, he's not a fool, but I'm not going to forget. And that's why, dude, Terrence Crawford is going to be a very, very good, oh yeah, dude, PK Boxing MMA. Look up, it was founded by Herbert Muhammad. Top Rank Boxing was really founded on Muhammad Ali. That's Muhammad Ali's company. But Muhammad Ali wasn't a businessman. You had the Nation of Islam, when the Nation of Islam was responsible for signing for protecting Muhammad Ali, and Muhammad Ali was doing businesses on the south side of Chicago and all that stuff. And they hired Top Rank Bob Arum as a partner and as a lawyer for them. Herbert Muhammad it's probably after the death of Elijah Muhammad, he probably sold the rest of that out to Bob Arum. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt at all that Bob Arum was that. But y'all believe Bob Arum, man? Yeah, Bob Arum. Get the fuck out of here with Bob Arum. I don't believe a word coming out of Bob Arum's mouth. And honestly, man, come on, man. Come on. Don't come on. That's Bob Arum, man. But he's going to be Tim Bradley. That's what Tim Bradley's going to be. Terrence Crawford's going to be the next dude standing up, talking to, interviewing fighters in about 4 years. He's going to start taking his speech classes, and then he's going to start being more vocal. He's going to be sitting up there, and he's going to be sticking microphones in people's mouths. And he's going to keep a job. He'll be the new Tim Bradley. Mark my words. I'm gonna tell you now. He's gonna be the new Tim Bradley. But he's a hell of a fighter. Don't get me wrong. He said Muhammad is the one I like to, but okay, it's not me. Arum is still sneaky, even he's morphing into crib keeper. Man, look, dude, Bob Arum's got partners. Bob Arum's got a son-in-law. Do you see his son-in-law, Todd DeBuff, just got into the Las Vegas State Athletic Commission? Do you see how, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Did you see how they wanted to put the Vasil Lomachenko fight with Jorge Linares on the date that the Boxing Writers of America had their national convention? Punk Gringo, off topic for now. What do you think about Don King as a promoter? I think as an actual promoter of events, he's better than anything we have right now. He put on, dude, this shit we about to watch with Bob Arum. I mean, with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury and Gervonta Davis, Abner Mars. If this is true, Abner Mars, Gervonta Davis, and Leo Santa Cruz versus Gary Russell Jr. That's a Don King type card right there. Don King, though, is the type of dude that will rob you. Shit, he is a con man, first and foremost. That's what he is. But he's conning the boxers. The fight fans, he's giving a hell of a show to. So who's worse, Eddie Hearn, Bob Arum, or Don King? I don't know. It's a pretty close between. They're all funny in different ways. Bob Arum and Don King, in my opinion, makes the best fights. Bob Arum is the lowest of the scumbags. I think Bob Arum is a bigger scumbag than Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn, I think, is a liar, and he's definitely trying to dodge and milk situations. But Bob Arum is a vindictive scumbag. I have not until I see Eddie Hearn do something like Bob Arum did to Guillermo Rigondeaux. He's not as big a scumbag. He's really actually got a decent reputation for getting cats money. You know what I mean? So I would really think that the from best to worst, I mean, as a promoter and getting the best fights, clearly Don King's the best. And then as getting the best fights after that, shit, honestly, Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn got about the same MO. You get one good fight and a bunch of fucking bullshit. But then, but they're all in, just like, PK Boxing MMA said, they're all kind of in the same boat. You know what I mean? Eddie Sherm is funny. Yeah, but Eddie Hearn's going to get better. Don't lunch. Eddie Hearn's going to be around when Anthony Joshua's gone. He's going to be around when Anthony Joshua's gone. That's what I think. Now, what I'm interested in is boxing scene. Oh, man, Saturday's card was, oh, God. That was trash. No sin outweighs another, just like scumbags. Yeah, true. I can get with you that. But, I mean, if you ask me to prioritize. Don King would have taken that money. Ain't no doubt about it. But God dog, I read a Don King contract one time and I was like, Jesus Christ, what is this? That's the first time I had to read this contract this dude had with a fighter, with Don King, with Bob Arum. With Mike Tyson. I had to read that shit like 4 times. And I still don't think I understood it. It was so damn complex the way that he was funding it, or it was more like finance. I was like, man, why would Mike Tyson sign this? Dude, ask for money. Don't ask for some percentage of stocks associated with this and that. I was like, dude, what about your money? Just get your money. He had, tell you, man, that dude got dog. I was like, wow, this is some convoluted shit right here. I mean, Bob Arum's Don King's contract was some super crazy. Are you talking about Malcolm X? Hey, look, man, please, let's not do that on the channel. Dog, he was going to be going one way or the other, dog. They was getting everybody then, dude. Bob Arum worked for RFK before he found the top rank. He's a lawyer. A lot of people don't know it. Oh, absolutely. I didn't know he worked for Robert Kennedy. Oh, that definitely tells you he's on some funny shit. Butch Godwin, for sure. Anthony Joshua is building matchroom boxing for Eddie and his future children. It's so sad, but AJ is doing it to himself. People warned him, then he re-upped. Yeah, but see, man, I don't know what else could he have done at a certain point in time, you know? I'm not going to judge a dude for starting that way. But God dog, man, when you just choose to stay that way. But anyway, 2 points I wanted to make that were on that subject, man, and I thought was interesting. What's going on, Ryan Clark? I'm chilling today, man. Having that good box. Oh, by the way, man, shout out in the super chat to my man, Jamahari Moore. What's going on, man? Hopes all is well, man. You, man, much love in the super chat, man. I appreciate that, man. Good looking out. Oh, and I'm sorry, man. Mo G, I forgot, man. I missed this, man. Much love in the super chat. He said, leave Porter alone. Let him enjoy his belt for 6 months. Spence will straighten his teeth out. Just be a little patient. Hey, I hear you, Mo G, but I ain't a patient type, dog. These cats will have you be patient for like 4 years. You know what I mean? If it's be patient and then you got to get after them, then I would say, if I got to be patient just to wait long enough to get at him, then I'll get at him now. No, dog. Turn off the internet, okay? Don't listen, okay? Because Sean Porter needs to fight Errol Spence Jr. pronto, homie. He should have been fought him. He should have fought him. He should have fought him. You could have had a championship shot. I don't buy it, dog. What's going on, Ash Kicking Product? He said Money Pal the 4th versus Marcus Washington, September 6th, October 6th, right? Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, or is it the 26th? Ash Kicking, you got the 6th on there. The 6th was a couple weeks ago, so I think you might have missed a button. But yeah, let's pub up my man. Also, man, shout out to, prayers and happiness goes out to Money Pal the 4th. If you guys don't know, he had some Money Pal the 4th, Money Pal the 3rd, had some scary moments out there in Pennsylvania. Prayers are with you, man. I'm happy that everything worked out for you. I'm not going to share the details of it. Let him share the details if you want, but everybody just be thankful that my man made it through a tough situation 100% clean and happy. It's a blessing in life, dog. It's a blessing in life. I'll be glad when Usyk puts this Bellew nonsense to rest. He better knock him out. That I don't trust them judges over there, dog. Oh, that's what's up. September 25th, tomorrow. Yes, sir. Let's make it happen, man. World Wanderer Boxing Channel. Subscribe. He say shit. Subscribe in the name. Dang it, subscribe to me. Not for fighters or promoters to take the piss out of fans who pay their wages. They obligated to deliver us the best fights. Absolutely. But they think it's one. It's like you're just one fan. You don't count. Now Ali versus Wilder would be a fight I would die to see. Why? Deontay Wilder would lose that fight, dog. Hey, I like Deontay Wilder, dog, but he's gonna get jabbed up. He ain't landing shit. Okay? He ain't landing schwazoo. But hey, man, that's my dude, man. This is his day, man. We are not one, Fannon. We are many. That's what's up. Absolutely, sir. Yes, sir. Says World Wanderer Boxing Channel. Subscribe. Ward beats both. Beats both of who? Ward is retired. Let that man stay tired, Will Stroker. I love that name, Will Stroker. Let me back up, man. Let me back up. Oh, man, this is what I wanted to say, man. I got to see something. I heard a rumor. I heard it. I heard it on Blood's channel. See, that boxing scene was sold. I hope it was sold. I don't see that it was sold. I don't see anything saying it was sold. I was hoping, please, CBS buys boxing scene. Please let that be the case. Oh, that came in. Oh, snap. It did. CBS Sports Digital today announced it has acquired boxing scene. Dude, they bought boxing scene. That's what's up. CBS Sports bought boxing scene. You know what that means? Eventually, when they replace them dudes over there, that means Al Heyman going to grab control of boxing scene because they own Showtime Sports. I hope that's the case because then we can at least get propaganda that don't lead to nonsense. Because HBO, well, it's going to be propaganda regardless. But that just tells you, dude, that these boxing chants, yes, you did. I told you. I heard LDBC chat. Yes, sir. You did hear that. Sold to CBS. It is right there, dog. It is right there. Also, I think they're planning to acquire Sky. I don't think they've done it yet. They're trying to buy Sky. He said Al Heyman ain't playing no more. They're like, hold on, dog. You ain't about to hold on, dog. CBS, well, let me buy this boxing scene up right quick because you trying to sell us. You trying to sell the zone. It means you trying to compete with us. We'll take that out. We'll take that off your hands, homie. We'll take that up off your hands. Oh, and by the way, go look for a new job. Look, hey, call me, man. Call me. I'll work for you, dog. Let's get it right. No, thank you. Seriously, though. World Wanderer Boxing Channel, subscribe. Will Canelo fight a Charlo, a Jacob, or get a rematch? Canelo's going to rematch that dude, man. That's my take. I think Canelo's going to rematch him. David Thomas said, this is the bum era of heavyweights. Were you guys born yesterday? First of all, David Thomas, let's keep that insult shit down. Because typically speaking, we don't really do that to one another on the stream. It's usually really just a good conversation. Don't really call people names and do stuff like that because these dudes in the blue will bop you upside the head, dog, real quick. And then you'll be surprised and say Fannon hides behind wrenches. I don't hide behind wrenches. Those wrenches are just freely rotating around the room, dog. I'm not behind them. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to told you. They will throw you up out this joint. There's too many trolls in the world, man. It's really not tolerated. King Diesel said, "Hey, Daniel, if you don't like what I say, then don't comment on it, but don't insult me, bro. I can fight. Yeah, you can fight with that wrench. Boop! Upside the head, dog. Cats don't really play around here, man. Al Heyman ain't playing no more. No. But see, man, that's the thing, man. It's a big battle going on, and I think boxing is just a part of it. Because I got a friend who is in the entertainment business, in the business side of the entertainment business, right? He like funds the production of movies. I guess you could call him a producer. His company produces and backs movies. One of the movies that he did was they produced Fences, and they produced this. He got an Oscar for Fences, and he got this other Excuse Me a Minute or something, whatever that last movie did, man. Please forgive me. And he got some Netflix stuff coming on, man. So, man, he was talking about, when he starts talking about this like content, he's like, man, right now these people are trying to consolidate the content. So pretty much anything that you want to watch, listen to, hear on your phone, on your TV, they want you to have to come to them for you to hear it. So they're basically like just buying it all up, which is why there's that money for boxing. Because it's not that we just buy boxing, right? We don't just buy boxing. We watch movies, we watch, we listen to music, we shop at restaurants, right? We buy cars, we do all that. So if everybody has, like, you have two competitors and they both have all you want, but they have boxing, for the 5-6 million, real hard boxing fans in the United States, the 10, 15 million, maybe 20 million boxing fans around the world in different areas, you're going to start you might go to these guys instead of the other guys, right? So I think that the biggest part of the deal for Top Rank, notice how with Top Rank at ESPN, they didn't just buy the fights. They also bought their content. They also bought their fights. So now I think you can go on ESPN Plus and you can watch Muhammad Ali fights. You can watch Sugar Ray Leonard fights. They are renting out basically like the publishing rights, right? Or the publishing rights to boxing fights. I mean, to the boxing matches. So, it's just a big content thing. And I just think that boxing is a part of it. And when DAZN, who's trying to be the Netflix of sports, tries to come into the U.S., I did a video about that. It's just not going to fly easy, okay? It's just not going to fly easy. They're looking for people to buy things from. And when you talk, and like people want to kept acting like Al Heyman lost all this money for this investment bankers. Like, man, do you now see that they are getting their return? The investors are now getting their return on investment because they invested $500 million, right? The just one fight, Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, generated $1 billion. if they have 5 or 6 fights like that, and they all have these big fighters on pay-per-view platforms, and that's why I don't think that they're really big on even making things pay-per-view. Because they're like, why do I care about pay-per-view? I want these people to see this guy fight and come to my platform to fight, to watch him fight. I don't want them fighting on something off of my network, right? So that's, I think, is the big danger, why the streaming is really a danger to pay-per-view, period, right? Because like, I don't see Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence being on pay-per-view. I see it being on ESPN Plus, because ESPN Plus is a platform that they want people to come to. Similar to like when you have YouTube. YouTube, really, people like I like these likes, right? So, you know, I say 214 likes. Man, let's 247 likes. We got 215 people in the building. Let's get the likes up, right? And the likes will help you with visibility in YouTube. Do you know what helps? You know what helps visibility in YouTube more than likes? Watch time. Watch time. How much time? And that's why, if there's people that want to be subscribe channel guys, like want to be content creators, what do they ask you for before they allow you in the program? They want you to have subscribers, right? 1,000 subscribers and a certain number of hours of watch time. They don't ask you for a certain number of likes. They ask you for a certain amount of watch time. And what is watch time? Watch time is not the amount of time that they're watching your video. Watch time is the amount of time you spend on YouTube after they watch your video. So if I say, go to ashkickens.com's channel, ashkickens.com's channel. After you watch this video, if you don't want to watch another one of my videos, look, man, all I need you to do is go watch PK Boxing MMA's channel, please. Because if you then go watch a video by PK Boxing MMA, and then you then go and watch another video by somebody else, that's associated with my watch time. Because the content that I created led you to stay on YouTube's platform. Because they don't care if they watch an ad on my video, or whether they watch an ad on 78 Sport TV's video, or if they watch an ad on Black Fight Fan TV's video. YouTube cares that you watch more videos, so they can tell the advertisers, look how long these people stay on my platform. They don't just go to Fannon International Boxing and then jump off the platform, right? That tells you in the way in the metrics that they have, that they value what's important to them. And the same thing will apply to ESPN. ESPN doesn't want you to leave ESPN ever. If you would just sit and watch one sporting event after another sporting event after another sporting event after another sporting event, if you got ESPN going on in the background and it's on all day, that's what they want. They want to increase that watch time. So I just have a hard time with when we look at these decisions that are made in boxing, and this guy buying this guy, whether this fight's going to be made with this guy, boxing is just some real small piece of the puzzle. And when I was listening to Bomac talk about the guaranteed money, I listened to like, why would they want guaranteed money for fights? Because they care about you coming to the channel. And Bomac said it. They don't care about pay-per-view. Because if you go to pay-per-view, what do? You leave ESPN. You leave the main channel. You're now going somewhere where they cannot air commercials. That doesn't make sense for the business model that ESPN has. So for when Bob Arum said, when it's pay-per-view, ESPN hasn't done a pay-per-view since 2015. You know what I mean? So that's what I think about the purchase of Sky by Comcast. It's a piece of the puzzle because they want to increase the percentage of their viewership or of their subscribers, of their customer base, their international customer base significantly. So I think what I heard was that if Comcast buys Sky, that would increase their international reach from I think it went from like 7% to 25%. So they want to get access to the markets that Sky Sports is already in. So when Al Heyman eventually, that's why I said when people are like the biggest risk to the PBC is not that they're going to fall apart. It's that somebody's going to buy them. And right now they're pretty much already kind of bought because between Fox and CBS, they got all this extra money because they want that content to be shown on Fox. And Fox's television ratings for boxing is actually higher than ESPN's. They're getting over $1 million. They're getting over 1 million people on Fox for fights like, I think it wasn't Andre Berto, it was something like that. You know what I mean? So, I think it's just a complicated issue, and you got to look at that within the context of the overall, media landscape, and not just within boxing. I'm sorry I went on a rant with that one. D Hodge said, I do it all the time. I must have watched over 100 hours a week. I subscribe and watch. Yeah. And that's very valuable. That helps people that does more to get your videos viewed than the likes do. Like, I like the likes, and the reason that I say the likes are cool for me is because, yeah, man, it lets you know that people actually like what you're doing. For me, that's how I look at it. And I think earlier in YouTube's algorithm, it had more influence. But notice the most important things, they have the YouTube partner program. Clearly, the two things that they think are most important are your subscribers and your watch time. So here you go, man. I'm sorry I went on that for a while, but I hope guys, hey, there you go. That was a, YouTube analytics 101, dog. PK Boxing MMA said, Fannon and Don, much respect for the shout out all day, man. All day, every day, man. All day, every day, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. Fannon, now that's how you break shit down. Thank you for that. And ain't no worries, man. No worries, man. People talk about the business of boxing. It's like it's business. You know what I'm saying? It's business. This is small shit. I mean, not small. It's just a piece of a bigger pie, man. You know what I mean? And eventually, these cats, they didn't invest that $500 million to make a transaction on transaction deal. They wanted to create a platform that had a value greater than $500 million. And they sunk that in. That's why you call it an investment banking firm. Facebook had some investment bankers so help them build the application to where it could grow, to give it this bandwidth, to purchase competitors, you know what I mean? Gave them the money to create something that then could be turned around and sold to the highest bidder. People now they start businesses with the idea that they want to sell it. You know what I mean? Marty Marshwell beat a prime Sonny Liston, so I think Liston would get spanked by AJ Wilder or Fury. Oh no! Why you think that? Why would Deontay? Man, do you realize Anthony Joshua got knocked down by Dillian White, who's got the same dynamics as Sonny Liston, but is nowhere near as good a fighter as Sonny Liston? AJ was lucky the other night, and he got a second win. Yeah, man, it was good. Q Splack was good, man. Oh yeah, and Black Hand TV said, "Oh yeah, get the strap. That's what's up." Oh, King Corleone, Sonny Liston would destroy Anthony Joshua. I do believe so, man. Or it'd be everything for that dude to get out of there. Because if he gets touched, he's going out, Holmes. He gets touched. If he gets touched, he's going out. I just don't believe his chin. But then, Sonny Liston got a lot of quitter. Had rest in peace, some quitting him too. So, we'll see. I don't think Anthony Joshua got a lot of quit in him. I do. The two things that I like about Anthony Joshua, I think he's in the ring, he makes adjustments and he's thinking. And then the other thing is I think he's a tough guy. I think he's the type of, he's already shown that he can be in a lot of trouble and try to pick it up. He's just not going to just go away, What's going on? Okay, y'all talking about betwixt each other, man. That's cool. So yeah, let me get back. Let me go back to chat, see if there's anything else y'all want to talk about. Y'all got a good little chat going on here. I'm running my lips, and you guys having a little historical debate, dog. Anybody got Jamal writes that I'm thinking with Keith Thurman and Zab fight. I just want to see the fight. Damn, all that it's a bad fight. Bullshit. Yeah, it is a bad fight, but he got to come back, man. I mean, he got to come back against somebody, you know. And he just want to beat up on Zab, give Zab a payday. It is what it is, man. Host said, listen, would have scared him to death. Now I'm going to tell you what I think would have hurt Anthony Joshua. George Foreman. I think George Foreman would have hurt Anthony Joshua. George Foreman is, to be such a great fighter, is a very underrated great fighter. Is Runtime and Zab official? I don't know, man. I've just been hearing the rumors, man. I gotta dig down a little quick, man. Dig down a little further. Dillian put AJ down. Did I mean he put him down? Forgive me, man. I thought he did. No, he just buzzed the shit out of him. That's what it was. Nah, I don't think he went down. He just got his ass janked. Klitschko put his ass down. Come on, dog. Sonny Liston. If he gets hit by Sonny Liston, he's going to sleep, dude. Just straight up. Fannon was losing. Fannon was AJ losing. I had 3-3. I mean, you know, I don't want to do him too bad, man. I want us to do one of the, you know, you were losing until type of shits, you know, because he was losing until he knocked him out. That was a legitimate lock. That was a legitimate knockout. He might have been trying to set something up. I saw him trying to set up he missed him with a very, very, very ugly right hand, dog, where it was like, God dog, man. God dog. If he would have hit, I think if he would have hit Povetkin with that right hand, he put his whole body in. The dude might have been out earlier, man. You know what I mean? So, but it's, you know, it is what it is. Corey Lee says, salute. I can't read the rest. What's right? Number one, Usyk. Number one, Usyk fighter. Salute. Number one, Usyk fighter in the world for number one. What's good, man? In the world. He's the only champion in boxing. I'll tell you that, Corey Lee. I appreciate it. Much love in the super chat. He's the only champion in boxing, and that means a lot. I will tell you that. And I am forced to say Alexander Usyk's name in almost every video because he's the only champion in boxing. He's the only true champion in boxing. And it's what it is. He's the only guy with all 4 belts. He's the only guy that nobody can say that they're the champion. At cruiserweight, Alexander Usyk is the only dude. Renee said Anthony Yard, versus Usyk would be cool to watch. You know, man, I'm gonna let them. Lowland Prophet said Jusic. Hey, man, I will not be blasting on Alexander Usyk on that subject today. I will be polite about it, dog. I got to. But yeah, man, he's undisputed. That's more than anybody. That's something nobody else can say in boxing, dude. The unfortunate thing about it is I'd like to see him have defended it. An opportunity that whoever could become the heavyweight unified dude is that they would be able to defend it. Win it and defend it. You know what I mean? Ty Legacy, what's good, man? How you feeling? World Wanderer Boxing Channel, subscribe. I love Ali, but people look at his career through rose-colored glasses. No. Let me tell you, man, no. The people that were with Ali, a lot of those cats weren't with Ali. Ali beat, there's literally nobody that you can name that has fought that many Hall of Fame fighters and won. Let's go to the record on Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali fought probably at the toughest time. Let's go through rose-colored lenses. Let's go through this. Muhammad Ali. First of all, Muhammad Ali was the only 7-time fighter of the year. What is he, an 8 or 9-time fighter of the year, boxing fighter of the year, and he won them in between 1963 or 1964 and 1978. Muhammad Ali was an underdog. Let's see how many times this dude beat Hall of Famers as an underdog. He was an underdog against Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston is a Hall of Fame champion, considered the unified champion, by the way, the only heavyweight champion. The odds were like 1,000-1. And Muhammad Ali knocked him out as 1,000-1 underdog. So let's count the Hall of Famers on his resume. Archie Moore, Hall of Famer. Sonny Liston, Hall of Famer. Floyd Patterson, Hall of Famer. Joe Frazier, Hall of Famer. Another Floyd Patterson. Bob Foster, Hall of Famer. Ken Norton, Hall of Famer. Joe Frazier, Hall of Famer. George Foreman, Hall of Famer. Ernie Shavers, Hall of Famer. Lost to Larry Holmes. You're not going to find that many Hall of Famers. Let's see how many times he defended the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times he defended the undisputed championship of the world. Came back, got it against, when did he get it against? George Foreman again. Where did George Foreman go? We beat Joe Frazier, George Foreman, then defended it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more times. My dad told me that he never did like, because my dad's like he's a year older than him, a couple years older than Ali. And he's like, look, man, I didn't even like Clay. He wouldn't even call him Ali. He was like, I was used to him being Clay. And he's like, no, look, man, I knew. What he said was he knew, because they weren't showing the fights. He knew that George Foreman was going to kill him. It wasn't even, they thought it was a mismatch between George Foreman and Muhammad Ali. An undefeated knockout artist, an Olympic gold medalist versus a 32-year-old dude who everybody thought was over the hill. That would be the equivalent of Anthony Joshua getting knocked out by. Actually, there's nobody on Ali's level. So maybe, yeah, you can't even compare anybody to Ali now. It's tough. But it's like God dog, man. How big of a mismatch? What were the odds on that? Let's see the odds. I love doing this one. Odds. Liston. Clay. 1. What were the odds? It's not obvious right here, but I'm 8-1. 8-1. $1 get $1. 8-1 underdog. What was the odds for odds? Ali Foreman. Oh my God. Ali was a 49-1 underdog against George Foreman. 49. Ooh, can you imagine how much money you would have made on that dog? That dude was a 49-1 underdog, man. 49-1. You bet $1,000, you get 49,000 back. Dog, you kidding me? And it was 15 rounds. Dog, seriously, man, that you can't do that, dog. You can't say that ain't rose-colored lenses. When you beat somebody as an 8-1 underdog, and then you come back, you're 32 years old, you fighting the dude that you beat Dude, he lifted George Foreman off the ground. Joe Frazier off the ground. Destroyed Kenny. There was nobody close to that dude. Yeah, exactly. Will Stroker. It's like if Lennox Lewis came back and beat AJ. Ali Foreman, 50-1, broke the bank. Drove cats. He said, I told you. Come on, man. And then gave one of the greatest speeches in the history of boxing. Stop. I told you. Come on, man. You giving me butterflies, dog. You give me butterflies. Name the last cat to win 50-1. Fannon, I think Larry Holmes would have beat a primed Ali, man. Come on, no, man. Larry Holmes would have got his ass whooped by prime Ali. He would have got his ass whooped by prime Ali. But we don't have to worry about it, dog, because he wasn't prime. We wasn't a prime. But he's a great fighter. Larry Holmes learned to fight by Muhammad Ali. So what would Larry Holmes be without Muhammad Ali? That's who taught the dude to fight. Wise Hudson, my man, said, I can't really support Terrence Crawford while he's with Bob Arum. It's like supporting a worker bee over an entrepreneur like most of the top PBC fighters. That's exactly what that is. It is exactly what it is. It ain't even like supporting a worker bee. He is a worker bee. But he's a very, very well-paid worker bee. Some people like that, dog. It's all good. But come on, man. He works for somebody. Anon, what about Cecilia Brockes? She has all the... Oh, yeah. Cecilia Brockes, too. I'm sorry. Absolutely. Cecilia Brockes, too. I missed that, man. Sorry about that. Let me see. Ali lost his best years yet, but dude, that was on his second breath. He was in the Hall of Fame before that shit happened. That dude was a lock he was a lock for the Hall of Fame before all of that already happened. Vegas had Foreman to crush Ali. Absolutely. Everybody did. Man, my dad was like, this dude's going to get killed. They were like, man, they wake up in the morning in shock. Like Ali by knockout. What? That shit was a bigger upset. That was like a bigger upset than, God dog, what that upset? That was like Buster Douglas. That was like Buster Douglas Tyson. That's how big an upset it was for Ali. It was like Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson. Like, you don't even bother watching the fight. Like, oh, he's done. He lost. He got his jaw broke by Ken Norton. He lost and got knocked down and lost to Joe Frazier. Dude's just not there. It's over, man. He doesn't have his legs anymore. Where's he gonna run? What's he gonna do? It's ridiculous, dog. He's done, right? It's over with. And he knocks the dude out. And not only did he knock him out, he beat him up and knocked him out. And they want to act like, oh, it was the rope-a-dope. That shit wasn't a rope-a-dope. That dude beat that dude up. Go watch that fight. Muhammad Ali beat up George Foreman. Beat him up, dog. How many times Spence fought PBC? How many times has he fought fighters in the PBC? I don't know. One of his last 3 fights were. But PBC is a platform. It's not a promoter. So it's kind of like a funny question. But not his last fight. I think Lamont Peterson was fighting with the PBC. Kell Brook was Matchroom. And I think Leonard Bundu. I don't think Leonard Bundu fights with PBC either. Lamar, what's going on, Lamar? He said, good morning, man. Love your show, Ego. Love your show, Ego, and love your show, Ego and Dante. Man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you, man. That's good company to keep, man. Those dudes do good work, man. Those dudes 100% do good work. Fannon, I was 16 years old when that fight took place. We went to see that fight in the theater on closed circuit TV, bro. Wow, dog. That was beautiful, huh? Yes, sir. Man, you about the same age as my little older than my big brother, man. That's what's up, man. I think I ain't gonna give my age up, but I was too young to see it. But yeah, man, man. Ali was my dude, man. The fight God, man. I saw, yeah. Ali never went to the body, but he was jabbing people's faces off. Yeah, nah, he was just, that's how he did it. You know, that was his style, man. He was damn good at it. But at the same time, dude, you know, it paid its toll. It took its tolls over the years. But all the pain is over with now, dude. He's gone. He's a legend. It's a wrap. Okay? You ain't catching Ali, dude. You ain't catching him. Some people, you're not going to catch up to that, dude. Mark my words, when Floyd Mayweather Jr. is retired 5 years, he legitimately ain't fought in 5 years, he will not be considered on Muhammad Ali's level. Muhammad Ali, he's talking about being greater than Muhammad Ali. How many years after Muhammad Ali retired? 1980, so 20, 30. He started talking about being greater than Ali 35 years after Muhammad Ali retired. 35 years after. 35 years after. I don't even know if he was even alive when Ali was fighting. But he still is falling under his footsteps. He still has to make an argument for being on that level. 50 years after Sugar Ray Robinson stopped fighting. 50 years. Over 50 years, I do believe. Tyree Howard said Fannon is nowhere near Ali. He's not. Nope. Because, hey, man, ain't nobody spending money. Ali ain't spending any money now. And Mayweather won't be spending money 70 years from now, more than likely. None of us will be. But people, your grandkids who are here will still know Ali. His face will be on those belts. Let's see if they put Floyd Mayweather's. Did they put Floyd Mayweather's face on a belt yet? Ricky Samuel, what's good, Fannon? He said, Fannon the Don. I appreciate that, man. Yep, Ali broke. Yeah, he fought him with a broken jaw, never quit. He said, if I would have known I had a broken jaw, I would have quit, though. Dude's just a tough dude, man. I got all kind of really good Ali stories from that not a lot of people know about him either. Floyd is good enough to clean Ali's shoes. Floyd is just arrogant. Yeah, he is, man. And he just that whole the TBE it's any bites. Come on, man. Just don't bite the dude style, man. Don't bite the dude style. And then ultimately, you know how pissed Mayweather would be, dude. Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. He's earned the right to be. No, he's earned the right to be confident. Nobody's earned the right to be arrogant. Nobody has ever earned the right to be arrogant, in my opinion. People have earned the right to be confident. They've earned the right to be self-assured. To be arrogant is like you're looking down on other people. Ain't nobody earned the right to be like that. You know what I mean? Ali wasn't arrogant. That's one thing people you hear he's bragful, he's boastful. Listen to him closely enough. He was never arrogant. Never arrogant. Never acted as if he was better than other people. He never flaunted his money and talked. The only time I've ever seen him talk really bad about somebody was when he got personal with Joe Frazier, and that was wrong. But he never dude, he's the most confident, ridiculously confident. And even then, he gave all the credit to God. What did he say? When God is with me, can't nobody be against me. Right? He said, when God is with me, can't nobody be against me. And God will make even George Foreman look like an ant. He didn't even take it on himself. He took it, you know what I mean? Did all that, man. So anyway, that's Ali's my dude, man. Ain't nothing rose-colored about that dude. That dude is the real one. Every once in a while, you get a real one, man. And by every once in a while, I mean every 100 years or so, you get a real one. Every few hundred years, you get a real one. And my opinion is every few hundred years, you get a real one. And you get that real one, and that real one comes along in different areas. The next real one might not be in sports. The real one might be in something else. You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen like that, man. Christian Morris said a YouTuber said Wilder won't get credit after beating Fury and won't be the A side. What's your thoughts on that? That's what they're going to say, but he's going to get paid. And on top of it, if his pay-per-view numbers are it won't matter what side he is because they won't fight him. That's an excuse not to fight. That's my opinion. It's an excuse not to fight, dude. Yep, Jack Johnson was a real one. Absolutely. Oh, Ali got real disrespectful against Ernie Terrell. Nah, he got real. It was Ernie Terrell got disrespectful, and he got with him. Shit, I don't think it would have been that if he hadn't called him. He was like, you gonna call me Clay? You can't. Hey, dude called him Clay, and he's gonna be like, dude, I'm gonna hurt you. Because if you remember, man, Ali didn't always hurt cats like that, man. Ali didn't try to hurt Floyd Patterson like that. You know what I mean? He didn't try to hurt Floyd Patterson like that. Oh yeah, best fight, the best boxing. Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, he didn't try to hurt Floyd Patterson like that. He tried to hurt Ernie Terrell. And hey, man, dude got hurt, man. And Cleveland Williams, oh my God. But Ernie Terrell, though, oh my God, man. That was brutal. Brutal. Joe Louis, you talking about he got disrespectful with Joe Louis? He said he was better than Joe Louis, but he said after he got to the championship, he stopped doing that. Dude disrespected Ali, and Ali went back at him. Yeah, he tried to kill that dude. Did I enjoy the Ali movie with Will Smith? Not really. I like the one with Terrence Howard better. I thought Terrence Howard did a better job acting in that one. But no, not really. I thought it was like super commercialized. I mean, the fight scenes weren't as good. I mean, it's just hard to be Ali, man, really. You know what I mean? And my thing is because Ali's from Louisville, and my mother went to high school with him. And my grandmother, my grandmother knew his grandmother. My grandmother knew his great grandfather. Like they're from the same neighborhood. So I had plenty of Muhammad Ali stories, like what he was like, and things that happened in high school, and all the stuff with him going, in the amateurs, and what his day was like at school. Like those are the times I grew up with those stories. I used to ask my mother, like, what was he like? What was he like? She was like, because she treated him kind of like, like you would treat somebody that grew up in your neighborhood. It's like to her, he's just a normal dude. But she would say, like, he was just a real sensitive, very nice kid that never went to school, always, but he was really, really famous in school. And, they would talk about that, dude. I'm telling you, man, it's just funny, man. She would be like, look, man, but she would say, what my mother says about him would tell you that it's a different time in boxing. That right now it's going to be very difficult to make another Ali because the environment for boxing is not the same as it was when he was growing up. When Ali was growing up, the school would stop when he was fighting because he was fighting on TV. Muhammad Ali was fighting on television when he was 14 years old. Like the cameras were on him when he was 14 years old. When he was 14, 15, 16, and he's fighting in the Golden Gloves, he had crowds of people going to see him in Louisville. You know what I mean? So he was kind of like a LeBron James in Louisville, where except for basketball wasn't the big thing, boxing was the big thing because they were doing radio at the time. I mean, they were still on. He was coming right after radio. So back like when Joe Louis, when he was growing up, they didn't have TV. So the neighborhood, everybody would open the windows in the neighborhood and everybody would put their radios out, right? Their radios out on the window, in the windows or in the porches. So everybody would sit out and have a barbecue and it would be like surround sound boxing and they would call the fight that way. So everybody was really, really into boxing. So Ali grew up the best athlete around. She's like, he's the best athlete in the city. He's the fastest kid. He was the fastest kid in the school, right? And he was boxing competitively. Like they would say he went to school, they would announce his fights. His fights were coming up in the week, during school. When he won the Golden Gloves, they'd be like, Cassius Clay won the Golden Gloves, all that type of stuff, man. So when onto that movie, for me, that shit is like, it's like super watered down, man. I mean, like in Chicago, there's people don't know, man. Ali's got family that people don't know that Ali's got a, put it this way, Ali got a big ass family, dude. Ali's got a big family. And Layla, he's got a big family. So I would talk to people and they would talk to me about him and what happened with him in the 80s and, all that type of stuff. Like he was supporting people, like really supporting people. And when his money went down, but dude, they were just like even the people, like if you have an issue with somebody that was as close to you are as Ali was to them, people might have really big issues with guys. like that. But these people don't have issues with him like that. They think of him extremely fondly and with a lot of love, and they could never come out in the public. I'll put it that they could never come out in the public. They would never come out in the public. That's how much these people hold that dude in revere, in that high of esteem. And I wouldn't, I'm not going to say specifically what I'm, but I'm just telling you, dog. Ali's a special one, man. Ali's a special one. Shamboy Yummy said, Fannon, I truly appreciate the history of Ali because I'm a fan of his. Yeah, man, he's a special dude, man. Ain't nobody perfect, but dude's a special cat, man. You know what I mean? But look, man, I'm out here at an hour and 35 minutes. I got actual work I got to try to get done. It's been such a pleasure talking to you guys again, man. Thank you so much. I would say Ali was once the most recognizable face on the planet. Yep. World Wanderer by said, being arrogant has made Floyd Mayweather $300 million plus. Nah, being a great fighter made him that money, man. I mean to be knick-knacking, but not being arrogant didn't earn him that money. At the end of the day, he got that money being a great fighter, man. You know what I'm saying? He's just a great fighter. He's a great fighter, and that's how Floyd Mayweather. That's how I think of Floyd Mayweather. He's a hell of a fighter. Just like he said, he's a hell of a. That's the truest thing that Floyd Mayweather ever says that I think really should be. That's how I'm always going to remember him. That catchphrase, not I'm TBE. He's a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter, and that's what Floyd Mayweather Jr. is. That motherfucker's a hell of a fighter, and he's a blessing. And as a fight fan, it's a blessing to watch him, dog. Said Ali said it is hard playing himself, dog. Hey man, you can't really do it, man. But it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? The one truth about Ali is that there will never be another of his kind. Never. He had way too much intelligence for that to be replicated inside and outside the ring. Absolutely, man. And that's what they tried to do with. That's what they tried to do with Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua can be considered an attractive guy. I think that's what they tried to sell. You know what I mean? Because Ali was an attractive. He was a good-looking guy, and Anthony Joshua is a good-looking guy. But underneath that good-looking guy on Muhammad Ali was a vicious mug, dude. A viciously tough, took on all comers, ducked no fades, dude. Ducked none. Never ducked anybody. Never ducked anybody. You know what I mean? And that's something I think is missing from boxing today. It just like one of my favorite champions, because of just one thing, is Floyd Patterson. Floyd Patterson did not duck Sonny Liston. And that will be forever to his a testament to his greatness. The fact that he would not let people convince him to do another dude wrong and not take a fight. He made them make that fight. Had all kind of excuses, built-in excuses not to fight him, never took any of them. And damn sure wasn't going to pass up $10 million, let's say $5 million at the time. Would have never passed up $5 million, because I'm thinking that's roughly $50 million now. You know what I mean? Anyway, it is what it is, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. I'll be back with you tomorrow. Much love to everybody in the chat. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you to cats that donated through Super Chat. And with that, I'm out. Holla at you.